Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Hi, Jay.
Hi,
I
Cami.
gotta do it the right way. Hi, Jay.
Happy Fabulous Friday.
Happy Friday to you too. I'm really excited to be here with Jay, and we were actually a few minutes late because we were like rocking out to like TikToks. Not joking. So my name is Cami Heiza, and I am the founder, the co-founder actually. Jennifer Tata helped me found this. I don't know if you guys know that, but she doesn't live here anymore. But co-founder of Social Media Breakfast, and really excited to be here today to talk to you. And Jay was actually at Social Media Day with Rebecca Council a couple of like last week. Was it just last week already?
It was,
It went really
yes,
quick.
last week.
And we'd had a cancellation for today. And I said, Jay, can you come be on? So come help us with Social Media Breakfast, because she has had an excellent presentation about TikTok. And I know we just talked about TikTok, but there's a lot going on at TikTok. Like so much. It's like the fastest growing social media platform right now out there. So I'm really excited to have you here, Jay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So tell me how you got involved with TikTok. Like, tell me just kind of what made you like, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I know you're a social media manager, right? So tell us a little bit about what you've done with TikTok.
So first off, hi everyone that is like joining in and posting on comments and stuff like that. So I am Jay Franco. I'm the owner and co-founder of Franco Innovative Media Marketing Agency here in Houston. We specifically focus on strategy, branding strategy, marketing strategy, and social media strategy. We also do social media management. And I've been in the agency game for maybe since 2015. I think right around I finished like my first master's or right before I started my second master's. Somewhere around there, I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to start my own agency because I can't seem to get a job. So I went on my own. And then a couple of years ago, my best friend said, I'm changing my major. And I'm like, to what? She goes, to marketing. And I was like, okay, great. Guess what? You're going to co-found with me this business. And so now we have a nice little team going on now. We have like at least 5 or 6 people that work in the agency. So really excited about that. And it's been growing, ups and downs right now through COVID. But other than that, it's amazing. And I joined TikTok, I want to say a few months ago, maybe last fall around November-ish, or maybe somewhere around there. I joined and I got on the platform and I was immediately hooked because the content is so digestible and it's like you crave it. And then I think I started, or maybe I started in January, somewhere around there. It was like the end of the year or the beginning of this year. And then I kind of like chilled out and didn't post at all. I posted maybe like 1 or 2 videos and they were just dumb videos. And I was starting to post a few videos and they were just mindless because I was still trying to figure out what's going on and how do you do this? And obviously I was like, I can't dance and I can't do those. I can't shuffle. I'm
Do backflips? I don't know.
I'm like the worst coordinated person ever. Like for being a Latina, you would think that I know how to like move. No, I can't do that. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm going to use it to basically just talk about social media and social media for business. And I was seeing a lot of these videos where they were like, doing these guys and they were telling you 5 tips to exercise or for fasting or 5 things that you want to look for in the perfect man, and I was like, oh, I can point. And I was like, wait, I can totally do this for marketing and show tips and tricks and offer advice and basically do everything and mimic and copy everything everybody's doing, but just put it into the context of marketing, branding, and social media. So that's when I started getting even more into it and, just really posting daily and using the platform and figuring out the algorithm and figuring out what goes viral, what doesn't go viral, all that good stuff, which I have a really awesome checklist, viral secrets for TikTok, and that I'll be sharing with everyone. So really exciting because I'm starting to like pick up this stuff. And then just this morning, my VA in India, she was she was bummed out because it got banned in India. But she was telling me, she goes, with everything that you've shared, I've managed to grow my client's account to 12,000 followers just in under a month or two. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So obviously, me just spending that time to really dive in and learn it. I think that's another reason why I'm so hooked on it. Not just the content, but also because I'm getting in there and like rolling up my sleeves and trying to figure it all out myself.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm really excited to talk about that because TikTok has been like the most downloaded app this year. I mean, hands down, no problem on the social media side. And especially here in the United States, because this app is really, really popular around the world. And of course has been growing in popularity here in the United States. Could you give us a little background about like where it came from Musical.ly to TikTok, kind of that?
Yeah.
That kind of idea?
So don't quote my dates, but Musical.ly was taking off really well here in the US, and it got acquired by ByteDance around 2017-ish. By 2018, they merged the platform because ByteDance had a similar platform, had created TikTok, and so they merged it together. And then around that time, that's when the merge happened. That's when it kind of transitioned from Musical.ly to TikTok. But we had kind of done that in the US, and they started acquiring Musical.ly at that time. And now ByteDance owns a lot of platforms. So it's not the first platform that they have, and it's definitely not the first US platform. So that's where it comes from. And it just kind of picked up a lot of steam over the last year. So if you got on it last year, then you're starting to like ride that wave of fame, or like to, increase views and stuff like that. If you're just jumping on it now, I suggest you get on it right now, because it by the end of the year, it's going to be way too late. Why? Because COVID happened. When COVID happened, and it's so funny because Katie Moreno is saying, I resisted for so long, saying it was so dumb and annoying. Well, now I'm literally obsessed. So that's a huge point. So many people were like, it's so dumb, it's so annoying. And then we're trapped in the house and we're bored in the house, bored. And what do? You TikTok. And I remember when I got on it, my sister was like, that's so dumb. You're so old. Like, why would you be on TikTok? And I'm like, man, shut up. And she just got on like last week.
Yeah. Well, and that's really what's going to happen. I mean, I remember when I got on Twitter, and I know this really dates me, but I got on Twitter very early, like in 2008. So 2007 is when it launched to like a very small group, and 2008 was like the beginning of Twitter. And a lot of people told me I was a little crazy to be on Twitter. I remember that. And that grew to be one of my biggest platforms. So I do think that getting in early is important. And you do make mistakes. Like if I go back and look at my first tweets, they're terrible. I mean, they were things like, I'm going to pick my son up from daycare. I don't know. I'm like, what am I doing on this platform?
I had a couple of like those Facebook things that come up and it says your memories. And I'm like, ooh, I used to post that on Facebook. I used to say those things. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, whoa, I think you have to realize that you're not going to be perfect at first. And you got some great tips. So I want to jump into that. But right before we jump in, I do want to talk about what's going on with TikTok. So I want to talk about the most recent news. I think that, that's interesting. So can we talk about what's going on with TikTok this week?
Yes. So I see it in the comments. Everyone's asking, why is TikTok getting banned? All right, guys, you guys ready for the tea? Here's the rundown about what's going on with TikTok ban. So yes, TikTok did get banned in India.
Yes.
Which brings me to the point that the reason why TikTok got banned in India is for political reasons. As you know, there was some issues going on in the world where like China was bombing India, and they bombed please don't cliff note that, because it's still early for all of that. But so because of all the political tension going on between the two countries, India decided to just straight up ban TikTok. And it had nothing to do with the with ByteDance being unethical or because of the data mining or any of that. It had nothing to do with that. So just to keep it clear, that's the reason why. So, they were already treading on, tough water with China. And similarly, Australia has also had trade issues now. So this is another political issue. So India and China had, those issues. And now Australia and China are having trade issues. So that's one of the reasons why TikTok is being considered to be banned in Australia, and it might even actually get done. And it's because, of the unstable political climate between those countries. It has nothing to do with the US. Now, let's come back to the US. So Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, he was asked by reporters if we're going to ban TikTok. And all he said is, we will definitely be looking into it. Like, they'll look into TikTok. They're not going to ban it. He did not say, oh, we're going to ban it. And then about either a couple of days later, the president mentioned the same thing. He was asked the exact same question. And the only thing he says, we're looking into it. That's all he said, was we're definitely looking into it. So that's what is going on. So the difference is that in the US, compared to India and Australia, TikTok has offices in the US. So if you guys didn't know, because of that merger with Musical.ly, where we started here in the US and it started in California, we have offices here. We have TikTok offices. So why would we want to shut down, a quote unquote American half-breed, business, half Chinese, half American? So you don't want to do that. And when you're getting politics involved in business, it can get a little messy, or it could straight up just be in favor of what's best for the climate of our country, and will this actually help create more jobs, and what is the benefits of having that business operating here in the United States. So that is what I want to make sure that it's super clear. So what does that mean for also big companies such as like Facebook, Instagram, and all of these other companies? So here's what this means. Those companies, right, those social platforms are actually will pressure the government to go on and like take a look at TikTok. Why? And here's the reason why. So if you find that you start seeing a lot of pressure going on with banning of TikTok, the reason why is because, flattery is the what is it? When you copy someone, it's the best form of flattery. So just take a hint for what I'm saying. Someone is developing, and not just someone, but a couple of brands are developing platforms exactly alike to TikTok, or have upgraded their features and their platforms to have it all natively in one. So kind of similar to like when Instagram started getting like Snapchat like filters, and now they're getting all of these other features just like other platforms. And I'm just gonna be straight up, Facebook doesn't want you to go anywhere but Facebook and Instagram. So if you now give the people everything that they get from other platforms, they're going to stay. And that's the whole thing. They want you to stay on those platforms. So it's like, oh, well, why hang out over there when I get the same filters over here and I get the same features over here? So that's one of the things. Now, so now that we moved that out of the way, yesterday, everybody went freaking nuts. And I was getting texts and I was getting calls, and they're like, I thought you said that they would not ban TikTok. I'm like, they're not banning TikTok. What's going on? Have you got it? No, I'm busy. I'm working. And mind you, I'm always on TikTok, but I was really trying to hustle yesterday and get some, things in for my clients. So I had put my phone away, and it wasn't until Gilda, the co-founder, she called me, and she's like, girl, did you see what is going on? I need you to find out and figure it out. And she's like, I don't know what happened, but all of the 200 and something thousand views are completely gone, and I can't see this, and I can't see that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I jump on the platform and I'm like, that's odd. But I went ahead and I posted a video, and I went ahead and I went live, and I was like, So then obviously, what do when things happen on every social media platform? You go to TikTok. I mean, you go to Twitter. you go to Twitter for all the information because someone's going to be talking about it. And what I noticed is that this was a global outage. It was like in the UK and everywhere else where TikTok is available, people were having that same issue. So I'm like, okay, it's global. So it's a worldwide outage. Yeah. TikTok is not being banned in the US. So by no means did that mean that it was getting banned. This is what I think hypothetically happened. And you've seen this happen on Instagram. All right. So on Instagram, whenever there are new features added, or whenever they're making huge, major changes to the platform, it causes a break in the code, which causes glitches in the system, which causes you not to be able, I can't see my post, I can't scroll, I can't I can't post. And it's happened over the last 2 years, and specifically during the summer on Instagram. There's times where we had huge outages and we can't post, and people are going to Twitter talking about like, oh, death of Twitter. When I'm so bored and I can't get on Instagram, I come to Twitter. So that's exactly kind of what happened yesterday. I'm pretty sure, I'm like maybe 90% sure that this glitch that happened yesterday, it was just a glitch, guys. And sorry, my puppy's going crazy.
That's okay. Come on, Happy, bring him in.
He's outside. I don't know what's going on, but not he, but there was a glitch in the system. So what that means is that maybe they're creating some updates. And just a week ago, Cami, when we were on Social Media Day, 2 days before that, they had just released the TikTok for Business platform. And
yes, we're gonna talk about that today too, by the way.
Yeah, and then a week before that, hold on. I'm trying. Yeah, finally I hear the door. I think like my husband decided I'll walk him out. Thank God, because I'm like, man, he's so loud. He's like 100-pound American bulldog.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. So okay, so back to that. So there were they added these other platforms that work integratively with TikTok, so that now you can see like all the analytics in real time. So you've got to think about these things. Like those are huge changes. And that just happened last week. So, and then they added new filters just a couple of days ago. There's where when you go on green screen, normally the green screen's back here and you can't really do anything with yourself. You have to kind of like do this when you're taking the video. Well, now you can actually shrink yourself, rotate yourself, put it in a corner or down. You can do all these things now. And then there's also the covers, the title covers, so that when someone jumps on your profile, they can see the title to know what the content is behind that video. So you don't have to kind of scroll and try to like kind of, oh, maybe that one looks good, maybe that one. No, you know exactly what's on there. So they're constantly updating the platform. They're constantly adding features. They're constantly adding AR lenses. So that is the reason why we had a glitch yesterday.
Augmented reality. So just so if you're like, what's AR? We're talking fast. So yes, they're always adding features. And so that does cause that. And so one of the things that I think is interesting too is that the platform's also being used for activism. And that could also rise certain political hackles. So, there was really for for President Trump's rally in Tulsa, there was a move on TikTok, and they put a bunch of people like signed up to go to the rally, and they didn't show up. That was sort of one of the things. And so I think there's some fear around that from the government that, this data. I will tell you that the CEO of TikTok here in the United States said they would not share information with, they would not share data with China. And even if they asked, they wouldn't share the data with China, the government. So, I'm not going to put it totally to rest because these things are going to continue to bubble, just like they bubble with Facebook, they bubble with, Twitter. The government is looking at social media's platforms in general, and their use of data. So, I wouldn't say that it should stop you right now from at least looking at this platform and that sort of thing. So, that being said, there's a couple things I want to make sure we get through while we're here. So, if you're a business and you're thinking about using TikTok, let's talk about the culture of TikTok a little bit and like what's expected in the culture of TikTok if you're a business coming into TikTok.
Okay, so if you're a business coming into TikTok, do not act like you act on the rest of the social media platforms. You just can't do it. One of the things that I recommend businesses to do is to use a TikTok because you're going to create influence. And if you're going to commit to the platform, you're going to commit to creating that. Sorry, I'm reading the comments as I'm going. I'm like, ooh, that's a good comment.
Yeah. No, and if you see what we can pull some in. So we do have the comments running, and wherever you're at watching this, we are seeing your comments. So you can keep putting them in. We are seeing what you're saying. So go ahead.
So yes, you're going to commit to creating really entertaining content. Like you've got to make sure that if you're going to commit to TikTok as a business, that you're going to be there to really create some incredible stuff. And I would even suggest that you look up other brands on the platform first before you even start consuming user content at all. And the first brand that I recommend is a brand we were talking about right before we jumped on, is Chipotle. Like they jumped on and they went all in, and they never sell on the platform. They never, it's never intrusive. It's always hilarious. It's always heartfelt. It's always super entertaining, and it's amazing. Like, I don't know if you want to share that video.
Yeah, I'll share the clip for you.
We pulled the clip. So hard.
We were pulling some clips to show you guys before we came on. So I'm going to add this to the stream so you guys can see it. I'm going to make it as big as I can because obviously all you see is my phone there. So here we go.
Yeah. We should do it. We should do it.
So,
I mean, come on now. Like, that's awesome. And it just makes you think of Chipotle in a whole different way. And so the next time that you pass by a Chipotle or you walk into a Chipotle, like you literally have that kind of in your head. Like, this is pop culture, guys. Like earlier, Cammie was like scrolling through videos and we were going and she's like, oh, have you seen this one? And I immediately started going like this and following the song. And she started laughing. I was like, I just can't, like, even everything that I do in my daily life, when I'm talking to other marketers or to my friends that are really into TikTok, just yesterday, Gia and I were having conversations, and we were going, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Nah.
And then I can do it. And so we tend to do these things when we're talking to each other. Like, it's becoming popular culture. Like, you've got to embrace it and you've got to see it as popular culture. This is not Facebook. This is not Twitter. And this is definitely not Instagram. This is pop culture. This is our life now. So yeah, definitely.
And also, I mean, I don't recommend the cinnamon challenge, but the Washington Post, which is like a media outlet, they have a TikTok and they actually do some really great content. I'm going to show you this one, which is actually the cinnamon challenge, which I don't recommend you do, but I think it's interesting that they're doing this. Oh, let me replay it here. Okay. Not cinnamon challenge, guys, but that's what I'm seeing. I mean, this is interesting content that you wouldn't put on, like, you would never think the Washington Post would put that on any channel, much less on TikTok. And I found another guy who actually he did cover. Hold on. Whoa. Let me turn this down so you can see it first. Let me turn it back on. All right, here we go.
They also stated that they never provided any data to the Chinese government, nor would they were asked. Okay, so in my opinion, I don't think there would be an American ban, but if there is, make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting all my talks on my stories. And breaking news, the U.S. government's considering banning TikTok. The Secretary...
So there you are.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, guys. There are definitely some international laws and regulations that prohibit you from, if you operate in another country, you cannot take that data and information and give the home country or another country access. If you have offices in China and offices in the US, you cannot transfer that data. You cannot allow them to see that data. So there are laws and regulations in place to protect us. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, Chinese government is like going to access all our data. Come on now. Like, we're on Facebook and we give Facebook way too much access. TikTok is the least of our worries.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I showed that guy talking about the news, what was interesting about that guy is he's actually a CEO of a technology company. So he does these breaking news things and kind of business tips and talks about that. So that's the other thing I wanted to show you for content. You can have a different view of, like, it's not about his products and services. He's talking about his knowledge and stuff. And I actually went through and started trying to figure out, well, what does he do? And like, who is he? And because it was interesting. But how do you, who are you going to be on TikTok? I guess that's the question, like that's the first question maybe of the business use of it, right?
Yeah, and that's definitely what I'm getting in the comments. Like, I've got Silica Lopez that says, if you follow Washington Post on TikTok, would you follow them on its other platforms? Do you still see them as credible news source? And then Lance Cavazos asks, so with these challenges, do you recommend that we follow the trends and do them and follow or try and create our own content? So yes, I still see them as a credible source. And I'm pretty sure Cami feels the same way, that you feel that Washington Post is a credible source. How you decide to show your brand personality on the different platforms doesn't take away from your credibility. If they're extremely accurate and always try to do the best to be truthful in all the content they put out and the media that they share, why not give them a pass at being on TikTok solely for developing a brand personality? So if they want to be funny and they're known as a credible news media outlet, give them a chance. Like, do not think that just because they're acting up on TikTok that they're not credible on Twitter or Facebook or everywhere else.
And I want to go back to what Sheila says, because here's the thing that's interesting. Well, she's in the news media, so that helps. So that's the why she's asking the question. But I would say that you can actually attract a new audience as news media from TikTok. So it's a younger, newer audience. And I say younger, there's about 40% that are between 16 and 24, somewhere in that range on TikTok. And there are definitely people over that. There's the hashtag, over 40. We talked about this last time, over 50, people. There's a lot of people on the platform that are not young. I'll put that out there as well. But I think that it's a great way to attract a new audience. And if you think about the Washington Post, you can only really watch, 4 or 5 articles? Sheila, you may know. I think it's 5 for free online. And then it gives you a paywall, right? But you can go and look at their content on TikTok and other places on other social channels. And see them endlessly, right? So you can actually begin to have an affinity with that brand over time. And the oldest Gen Zers are 24, I think. So they're young adults. They're young adults in the marketplace that are your employees. So I think it's about popular culture, right, Jay?
Yeah, it's popular culture because they typically don't actually even look at news. They don't. So this is a great way to getting that new Gen Z culture to look at news as important and valid. Then let's see, somebody else.
She said, she answered us. She said, we definitely want to attract new audience, a younger audience, but we want to make sure those people still come to us when news breaks. We want to build loyalists. And I think that's true. So, even little clips like what he was doing, these breaking news.
Yeah.
You guys could do breaking news. ABC 13 is breaking news is beautiful for you guys.
Yeah.
And then you could say, find out more on our, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, Jay, because I think this is important, and that's the cross-channel promotion. Can you talk about that a little bit? Mm-hmm.
Yes, because Eddie Global Max actually asked, can calls to action be incorporated into TikTok?
Yeah.
I don't believe I've seen that before. So as of now, unlike your Instagram swipe up feature that if you have over 10,000, or you can kind of hack it using like your IGTV, you can use a link on your IGTV as a title, and it'll actually go to the hyperlink. So you cannot add call to action links on TikTok. So if you create a TikTok, you just kind of like, it doesn't go anywhere. But here are things to do. How do I share? Oh, share screen. Hello.
Yeah, share screen. I'm gonna take Getty off there.
Okay.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Awesome. I will put it in.
Let's see. I don't think I can see it on mine, but on the profile, just make sure that on your profile, you can, on the bottom, this is, I guess, mine, and I'm logged into myself. So if I see it, let's see, let me just go to like a follower. A random follower. Yeah. So on the bottom, it'll actually tell you more like IG, YouTube, all that stuff. So you can actually create links. And one of the links that I created was for my website. I put my kind of like Linktree like type of link. So make sure that you add a link with other links in there. So you want to use those. But right now you can link to your YouTube channel, you can link to Instagram, and you can link to your web address. And in your videos, make sure that you say, you can either caption it at the end and say, for more, make sure to visit my profile link in my bio. Just kind of like the same thing that we do on Instagram, where we always say, hey, don't forget to go to the link in the bio. So if you want to get the full TikTok secrets, make sure to go to the link in the bio to download that checklist. So in your video, add those kind of things.
Yeah, and I know that from from TikTok to Instagram, you can like send your Instagram to send your TikTok to your Instagram stories. I think that's cool too. That's another cool option. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to talk, there's a couple of questions in here, and I think this one is a good one because we were going to talk about this anyway. So Lance was asking, these TikTok videos seem to have a lot of editing behind them, and how long does it take to make a video? I would also like you to talk a little bit about like all of the editing tools inside the platform itself, because this is a little bit different than other platforms for creating content. Can you talk about that? Maybe even show it.
So the cool thing is that TikTok actually gives you so much for you to be super creative. So there's this, let me see if I can, I don't know if I can show it specifically, but I can definitely.
Yeah, and I've got my phone open here, so I can actually open up a creator thing for you, and like you can maybe walk me through it. What you think that would be good? You guys want to see like just how it works?
So see with this guy right here, and then there's like effects that do those things, and that's so neat. And then there's filters, and there's like a bling filter. Like the other day I was using these, like all these little filters, and then these bling things. They give you everything. They give you, I wasn't sharing my screen, sorry.
No, I know you're talking about something, but
I realize that now.
I know you guys can't really see this a lot, but if you look at the screen, at the bottom, there's a little plus sign. So you can click on that plus sign, and then, oh, hello, let's just see. Okay, so, oh, hey, here we are. Hey. And then you can take different videos or whatever from that. Flip it. Hello. So here we go. So then you do your video, but then you can do other things. Like you can jump and do a video over here.
You can do jump cuts, and then you can do jump cuts. And then when you're done with your video, you can create filters. You can add text, titles, GIFs. You can add stickers. And then you can add music to it. You can go to a video Let's go to your feed, Cami.
Oh, okay. Let me.
So start over.
Whatever. No. I'm gonna go to my feed actually.
Yeah, go to your For You feed. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I did my my For You feed, or what am I?
Yeah. So then click on your on any video, and then click on the disc, like the little record in the corner. There you go. And you can just literally click use this sound. And then that's how you add sound to your video. If you want to do a voiceover, once you record, the little voiceover feature will pop up in the upper right hand. It'll say voiceover, and you can even toggle the volume. So you can lower the volume of the
clip.
The clip that you chose, and increase your volume so that it'll like layer nicely and it's not clashing between each other. And like, see, she's using the little bling one. And also I love the fact that it gives you trending ones. You want to use the filters that are trending. You want to use the filters that are new. And then if you look, there's like a little bookmark. If you look at videos and they are happen to use a filter that you haven't come across yet, or that you haven't explored here in the filter area, you can clip it and it adds to your bookmarks. And then when you add to your bookmarks, then you're able to go back and see it. I clip a lot of songs. I clip filters. I clip inspiration of videos, like videos that I'm like, oh, I can turn this into like a social media one, or I can turn this into a marketing video. But there's lots of ways. Now, how long does it take you to create videos? You can get as intense as you want, but honestly, it takes me about roughly a couple of minutes to create one video, and it could be anywhere between 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe a little. If I'm creating a minute video, then it does take me a little longer. But if you're only doing like a 10-second video, it shouldn't take you no more than maybe 5-10 minutes to create this video. Stick it in your drafts, and then let it live in your drafts. And by drafts, I mean, if you go to your account, Cami, do you have anything saved in your drafts?
I don't, but we can do something real quick that just is like this. I won't do anything major, but okay. So let's just say that I just made a little video.
And press next. So let's say you shoot a whole bunch of video, but you're not ready to do your caption, and you're not ready to go back and edit and put stickers and add titles and all that stuff. You're just going to go straight down into drafts, click the draft, and it gets saved. And see, now on her homepage, she's got her draft videos. So all you have to do is go back to all your drafts, come back and edit them later. And so what you can do is just batch all your videos, and then go back and do the actual editing you want done to them. And you can instead press cancel, and she can like go back and add titles. She can add an effect. She can do whatever she wants. So just because you created a video doesn't mean that you've got to sit there and finish it off. You can throw everything in your drafts, then go back on the platform later on, and that's when you go back and edit them, hit them back in drafts. When they're final, set them in draft mode, and then every day post a new one. So that's how I've been able to like post.
When we were talking on our prep work, I think this is the best thing that you said. So this goes to how often should you post, right? So I asked Jay this question, like, how often should I be posting to make this work? So can you talk a little bit about that and why drafts are so important? I mean, this is.
So we talked about that last week on our call. And here's the thing, you if you're going to commit to TikTok, the algorithm favors you when you just post consistently. So basically it's like dating. You date a guy and the guy doesn't call you, he doesn't check in, he doesn't, come over. So what do? You drop the guy, and you're like, and then maybe later on he calls you, he's like, hey, come over, I have something for you. You're like, sure, fine, whatever. And then you notice that he keeps calling you and making the intent to come. And then it takes you a while to kind of warm back up and be like, fine, I'll like be invested in you. It's the same thing with the algorithm, guys. Like, you're dating the algorithm. So the more that you show up consistently and you post every single day, I mean, maybe you don't have to post today, but definitely post tomorrow, and you can miss a day, but try to always post your content, because the algorithm would say, okay, she's totally committed to me, So I'm going to put the effort in building this relationship. It's very unlike anywhere on any social media platform. You can post every single day, 50 times a day on Twitter, and the algorithm is just not gonna like be interested in you. Same thing on Facebook and on Instagram. People are still trying to post 10 times a day, and I'm like, bro, the algorithm don't even care. But with TikTok, it's different. It really is very human-like, and it kind of catches on to what the things that you like, and the things that you're interested in, and it favors you when you're constantly posting. It favors you when you're using the new trends, when you're using the new challenges. So you want to create content, and even if you don't edit it all, store it in your drafts, go back, edit all your content, finalize your videos, and keep them in drafts. Why? Because then I can easily go on here and, get on my TikTok, and then I go into my drafts. And like this morning, I had this video already ready to go.
Yes, I have it on here.
Yeah. And and it was at 6 in the morning.
It was in my For You following.
Nice. So. And see, I'm not up at 4 a.m. looking like that. It was from like 3 weeks ago. It was from the week before social media day. And you just save them. They're ready to go. And
you publish and publish and publish. And you told me like twice a day and I thought, wow, twice a day. No way.
Twice a day is the most ideal. But if you just want to commit to the platform, once daily is good. And also the importance of drafts is, let's say something is really big and trending, like yesterday, TikTok ban US and all of those hashtags. And then people were using certain sounds for that specific trend. So when you jump on and you create a video specifically for that, then you want to jump in and post that instead of what's in your drafts. And then if you notice that a specific hashtag has gone up in rank and has started trending on the trending page, and then you can go back and say, oh, I did a hashtag for this. Let me post that instead. So that's the reason why you want to have those types of content. And even like the songs, save the songs. And if you notice that a song is really trending for several days, do several videos with the same song, batch content, and create different videos with the same song. Save them in your draft.
Real quick, Jay, because I'm going to pull this up. So this is the trending. So there's like this little discover thing down here. It says discover, and it shows you which hashtags are trending. How do you know which sounds are trending?
So in this, how did I do it the other day? On the sounds, I usually just check my For You page. And if I notice that there's several.
There you are. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. If you, I am such a dork on TikTok.
At the top, it says follow. You can't see it because she says life of a marketer. It says following. And then it says for you, everybody in Texas this week.
Yes.
Okay. Not me, but okay. Good.
So
anyway,
if you go on the For You and you keep swiping and you notice that there's like the same song over and over again, or if you notice there's a song that you haven't heard in the last couple of days, click on the song, look at how many times it's being used, and if it's like under 1 million, you definitely want to start using it, because that means that in the next couple of days it'll blow up. So you want to use, which is so weird, like you want to use smaller viewed hashtags and songs because they'll blow up. Because if you do something that's like a 2 billion index, then, oh, that guy, Alex, and her grandpa, oh my God, they're like my favorite. And obviously they're Mexican, so you got to kind of be Latino to kind of get some of the jokes, but oh my goodness. And they're getting paid. They're getting sponsorships. They're getting people send stuff. I mean, it's incredible. So
actually, that brings us to the next thing, really. Like, we're talking about content creation here, and I can only go so far, but we can come back. We could do this all day. This is actually why it's so addictive, guys, because of this. Super addictive. And then you can also just look at the people you're following. So these are the people I follow specifically, which is nice because they don't get lost in the algorithm. I love that. Like, I can go through and just, Mila!
Hey, Mila!
Oh my gosh, she looks like a warrior. Hi, Mila.
I love the hangry woman. I love me some hangry woman.
Yeah, she's been here. She's actually
hey guys.
She was at our last social media breakfast, obviously. This is my cousin. There you go. Oh, Mila and her husband. Hey, hi, Brian. Anyway, okay. So there you go. So I love doing that. And then, and I do like that, how it's different than Instagram. That way I can like do the people I follow and the people that are, that's cool to me.
You never lose your people. Like you always get to watch who you really want to watch. And then if you would discover someone new, you go to the For You page. Yep.
Yep. And there you go. So, and then your inbox is here, which is, you know, you have all your inboxes in. I did this one, which was not, I mean, obviously I'm not, it's done pretty well. It's had 138 views with only 8 likes. Sorry guys, but this is my daughter's, I said, this is aging gracefully. That's aging gracefully sound, which was actually,
I can't believe you're 50. That's nuts.
I am. Yeah. I just turned 50. June 14th is my birthday. So there you go. Anyway, so that being said, I think that I'd like you to talk about the new features for businesses. So business accounts and creator marketplace. So let's talk about that. Could you pull those up and maybe we can talk? Yes. And I know that Nicholas / Eddie said that he wanted us to talk about statistics and how you can find those. So let's talk about the new features for businesses and how that works.
Yeah. So really quick, Eddie, can they post be scheduled? No, that's the reason why I recommend doing drafts, and then you post them when you need to. And
it's a great hack.
It is a great hack because right now there are no third-party apps that allow you to post TikTok videos. There's a couple of third-party apps that are testing it, but it gets really glitchy. So I prefer to just save everything in drafts and then post them one by one. So you and schedule and post them as you see fit. You don't have to stick to like a specific posting schedule. Now, I do recommend that it's either between after 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or like around 5-6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those that I've tested it in the middle of the day. I've tested it at 3, at noon, all that stuff. So it doesn't really hit very well unless I do it super early in the morning or super late at night, because I feel like when we get up in the morning, we start scrolling. And then before we go to bed, we continue scrolling. So that's one of the reasons why those 2 time blocks work really well. And then
when it depends on where you're at too, because well, Eddie's across the ocean, I will tell you. So there's it's Bangkok. So
yeah. So for you, might be like the middle of the night.
Yeah. I mean, but in your times, it depends on which time zone you're trying to get to, right? So if you're trying to get Americans and you're in a different time zone, it's going to be rough. But
TikTok for Business. Let's talk about TikTok for Business. So it is a new feature. So we have 2 features that were added to the TikTok platforms. And I say platforms because it gives you an off platform from the platform. So you don't have to log into the TikTok app to go into Creative Marketplace or to TikTok for Business. TikTok for Business.
So like
I don't have TikTok for Business because I haven't gotten access yet. Now I did get the questionnaire where it asked me like a million questions to get like kind of vetted into the process, which is really neat. And that asks you specifically how much you intend to spend in your ad spend and what type of ads you were most interested in. So I had to go through the vetting process, and I'm still waiting for my approval to get into TikTok for Business, because this is specifically for marketers, not necessarily for a business. It's specifically for marketers and marketing agencies. So TikTok for Business is for that.
Yeah. So that being said, I'm going to pull up the screen again because I wanted you to walk me through this. So you can also change your account to a business account. So before you apply for a business thing, you would do a business account. So can you walk me through that? Is it the 3 dots?
Yeah, go to 3 dots.
I didn't do it on purpose, so we could do it live right here. Go ahead.
Awesome. And then go to contact prefaces, that accessibility. No, go back up because it's right above. It's like change your share profile, contact preferences, manage my account.
Oh, sorry. I hit something accidentally. That's me being weird.
There. And now go to
Pro.
Yeah,
switch
there it is.
All right. So I'm going to do that now, guys. I'm going to switch to Pro. Now, the reason why you do this is why. Tell them why.
So this, whether you're a creator or business, it does actually give you access to your own analytics. So if you are a business, you definitely want to switch to a Pro account so that you know what videos are the best performing video. So you know what's being seen. Like it gives you like real-time analytics, very separate than TikTok for business analytics. Like this is specifically for you as a business owner or you as an influencer creator. Let's just say Mila from the Hangry Woman, she's going to choose creator and she's going to switch, you know, to her account to a pro account so she can see what her best performing content is, and she can continue to really do those filters or those edits, or maybe someone like every time that she uses certain filters and edits, those are the most best performing. So she wants to be able to read her analytics. So, you know, for Cami, if that's your personal account, you can go to creator because you want to use it for smart social secrets, you know, and or if you want to do it for your agency, you can go to business. But yeah,
it's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do I pick? Because that's always the one with me with when I hit this kind of thing. Because I'm kind of both. I'm a creator and I'm a business. So it's like, what do you choose?
I do that too.
And then so what are the features you get in business versus creator? Do you know?
They're the same. It just gives you different analytics. Like when you're one of them, I only have the business one, so it gives me more about like my time of the followers, my growth, all that stuff. But with creators, I think it really gives you even more content insight, where my content tells me the best performing content, but it's not really a difference. It's mostly to tell TikTok how to categorize you. So there really aren't different features between choosing one or the other. It's in how to categorize you as a profile so that the audience, it knows what audience to show it to. So if people are interested in more businesses,
like the creator marketplace, because we were talking about the creator marketplace. Could you talk a little bit about what that is? Because I think if you hit creator, you might likely get added to that creator marketplace at some point. So could you explain that?
So go if you click on if you click on either of these guys, a creator business, you will.
I didn't make a decision. Somebody tell me what I should do.
You will gain access to creator marketplace as a creator.
All right, then I go in.
And then you choose what you're doing, like, you know.
Hey, let's me say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then choose your gender.
It also had media on there too, so that was interesting.
Yeah. And then there you go, explore analytics.
Mine are terrible, guys, by the way, because I'm like.
And so here's the one thing that when you switch to the pro account, whether it's a creator or business, no matter what it is, your analytics start tracking from the day that you convert. So it will not give you analytics for your previous posts. Just letting you know. So you're like, oh, let me figure out what happened.
The sooner the better, so that you can start getting these analytics. Yeah.
Now go back. Like hit the back a couple of times. Go back again. Go back again. Now go back to your 3 dots again. Hopefully that refreshed a little bit. And then go back to creator account. Click on creator account.
Yep.
Now she's got the TikTok creator marketplace. So click on that for me. And now you're able to see whether you qualify as a creator or influencer business to be part of the creator marketplace, which I will now share with you. So when you get accepted to this, let's say all of your little ticks get checked off. I'm going to share my screen. Then you are now one of these guys. So that means that Zach King is approved. He got all his little checks. And the best thing about this for marketers, for those of you that are on this live that are marketers and agencies, this is a godsend, because you don't have to sit there and figure out whether a person has inflated metrics. You don't have to figure out whether, unlike IG, where they look really pretty on the outside and on the inside they're hollow, TikTok gives you everything. You don't have to use third-party apps to figure out metrics to see if that person is the right influencer for your brand campaign. Like, it gives you everything. I can see Zach's average views are about 38 million. His likes are 5 million. He gets about 13,000 comments and about 28,000 shares. His engagement rate is at 13%. I can go into some of his videos. I can also click on most popular and see the kind of video that he is creating.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of content that is like most popular. So then if I'm a brand or if I'm a business and I'm trying to invest, you know, $20,000, $30,000, $150,000 into a partnership with this creator, then I'm going to look at whether the type of content that is the most popular, if this fits within my brand construct, and if he can do something like this for me. You also want to go into sponsored videos. He has no data for that. If he had sponsored videos, they'd also come up like right here in this like little empty space, meaning that it'll tell you what brands he's worked for or worked with in campaigns. It'll tell you like in this empty space. So if he actually had sponsored videos, you would be able to see right off the bat what companies have already spent time with him.
So if you click on add him to your campaign, what happens?
So then so I don't have a campaign, so I can actually start with new campaign, and then I can just go click through here and add it all up. And then when I hit the new campaign, it'll pop up and say select your creator or search for creators. And then that's when this will pop up, and then I can add it, or I can. Right now, if I know that a client's going to spend like $100,000 on a campaign, and that's what my budget's going to be, but we haven't decided specifically what kind of campaign, like we haven't decided the campaign objectives, I can easily like say, oh, well, I already know that Zach's going to be someone that we're going to look into. So I can create a list, and I can say, let's just say, oops, sorry. Chipotle campaign. And so let's say I work for Chipotle, and I'm, I want to save him, and I'm going to pitch to him. And so that I can go back to my short list, and I can.
So when you add to campaign, it puts them on your short list. Is that what it does?
It puts them on my short list. Yeah. And so if
it doesn't contact them yet.
Right? Not yet. You can actually add them to the campaign, and when you add them to the campaign, that's when it shows them. You can contact them through and say, hey, it'll create like another campaign, and you can put specifically just information related to the campaign that's specific to Zach. So maybe you really want to tailor your offering, how much you're offering the creator. Then you want to do it through the little check mark.
Cool.
You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it through the main campaign.
Yeah, and I see it's got a little contact thing, so you can actually contact them through that little airplane.
Yeah.
What is the little does the little bookmark on the left? Is that how it's saving them to a?
It adds them to my list. So let's say I'm adding that to a list.
So you can create lists here.
Yeah.
Of creators.
Yeah. Or like you can even like divide them and say like Gen Z or creators over 40, let's just say. I'm just going to pretend I'm doing that. And then you just save it to creators over 40. And the good thing is that like when I go to creator search, if I go to age and I hit 35 and plus, and I have a brand that I'm working with that is specifically an older demographic, that's why I love TikTok Creator Marketplace, because it just makes it so easy. Like I just want females over 35. I want them in the United States. I want their average views here because I want a small person, like a smaller creator. Okay, Christine Baker, family and parenting. I go to here and I figure out, who she is. It'll tell me what % of her audience is coming from the US, because sometimes her audience can be from like Russia or from Indonesia, and you're trying to target people in the US. So even though this person looked super great, they're not the right fit for you because their audience is not in the US. So really neat. Like I love
and interestingly, and I do have open just I'm going to take over for a second and show this. So you don't get this immediately. You have to like actually apply for it. So you go to TikTok Creator Marketplace. You can just Creator Marketplace TikTok, and then you can click on it. and I haven't actually applied for this, but my question is, do you have to have a business account on TikTok to apply for Creator Marketplace, or can you just apply? So I'm just
No, because it'll ask you like if you're an agency and what you do and stuff like that. So it's definitely for agencies. It's definitely for marketers. So if you're a marketer and you deal with like Facebook ads, Google ads, and you do that kind of advertising, you're a digital marketer, you should have one of these accounts. Usually it says 2 to 3 days before you find out if you qualify for it.
and it's just through an email, so that's
yeah,
cool.
mine got approved like within overnight.
And so does TikTok take some of the money from these creator engagements, or how does
I'm assuming they do, because I'm assuming they do.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and assume. Now, advertising on TikTok is so expensive. Where if you have $100, you can advertise on like Pinterest, on Instagram, on Facebook, and that's just not how it works. Like it's $10 per 1,000 views. You've got to have a big, nice little budget to be able to run ads. So TikTok is playing for the big leagues.
Yeah, I actually checked into it for a client, and it was a minimum of $20,000 to start.
Yeah,
that
like
was just to back, so it could have changed a little, but that's what it was.
It's probably more, but it's like just a hashtag challenge for you to create a hashtag challenge ad. It's $150,000 a week. I mean, that's nuts. And then it's like incredibly expensive, like 500,000 or something to do in feed ads. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah, and so that's why they really are pushing us to do more stuff with creators. That's kind of an interesting shift for smaller businesses and smaller companies, that they're really like saying, hey, to do advertising, it's going to be like regular advertising, like corporate advertising budgets. For other things that it's working. So like I think Eddie asked, what's a campaign objective for TikTok? I mean, I think it's awareness in large part, but I don't know. I think there's also some channels that are already doing this informally, because I know they say, hey, I forgot, I don't have it up to show you, but there was a gym kind of brand, and they work with all these different athletes, and they said, we asked our athletes to get something out of the refrigerator, and I don't know, they just had all their athletes pull weird stuff out of the refrigerator, and that was their TikTok video. But it's user generated content, right? So they're asking their users or their influencers to do these things. So I think it's kind of an interesting model.
Yeah, and I know everyone right now is going like, whoa, that's crazy, that's a large spend. But okay, here's the rationale behind it, guys. So on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other platforms, when you create ads, you saturate the feed with ads. And it could be big brands, little brands, solopreneurs, creatives. It could be everyone. So next thing you know, like everything on your feed that you're scrolling is just ad. And all of these ads, some of them are poor quality, unless they're like incredible big brands with huge budgets that can really go crazy on creating really good ads and video ads on Instagram and Facebook. Like you're scrolling through just a bunch of junk ads. And here's the thing, TikTok doesn't want that. That's the reason why it's such a higher price, because these big brands can create content that looks exactly like native content, that's non-intrusive, not in your face, that if I look at that Chipotle video and I see that cat knocking the food out of the guy's mouth, I'm just gonna laugh, and I'm just gonna start loving Chipotle and follow Chipotle because they have got really great content. So you've got to keep in mind that, yes, Creator Marketplace and TikTok for Business and that kind of marketing ad spend should be specifically for large clients. You're not doing this for like a mom and pop business, a pizza shop down the street. And it's for that reason.
Smaller businesses on this live stream. So I also don't want you to lose hope, because it's not really about the ad spend. Again,
no,
let's
it's
go
not.
back.
Let's go back to that, because that's the thing, that if you are a mom and pop shop on the platform, you can, if you post a incredible video in TikTok, in Facebook or Instagram, you're gonna get buried. On TikTok, you can go viral without any ad spend. So that's the reason why it's so expensive for ads and why it's so beneficial for businesses, because you're not competing with someone spending money to promote a video. You can just create incredible content, go viral, and be like a huge hit.
Okay, so that actually brings us to your 6 viral points. Let's do them.
Oh, yay! Viral points. Okay, so I'm like, let me look at my notes. I'm gonna share my. Where did I save? You know when you save things all over the place.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna actually look at this.
Yes.
Yeah, Karen, I agree. It's a time suck, and that's exactly why it's so popular right now, because it is taking, like, there's people, it's sticky. So the people that are on the platform are actually staying on there and looking at stuff and like, you know, pulling themselves in. So if you can figure out a way for your brand to get those eyeballs, that's why people are, it's like the gold rush, you know, in California a little bit. And he also asked them, Alvin asked, actually, can you use photos versus video to create content? And
yes,
yes, you can. You can. And you can. I mean, it's good to have a little, some people mix it up and do both.
Yeah, you can have like kind of like a slide show kind of thing. And
then one
TikTok
other content
gives you that.
From other apps. Yes.
Yes.
You can.
Yes. As long as they're like 9:16.
Yes.
Yeah, because they tend to perform better if you do it like where it condenses it and it's like in the middle of the screen. People don't really care for those. But if you've done it well, like let's say an Instagram story or something like that, you can definitely share it on there. Let's see.
Okay.
So
you ready?
You guys, yeah, you ready? If you want to know the full rundown of what you need to make sure you check off for Viral Secrets, you definitely want to make sure that you get the download. Cami will tell you how to get that. Send her the link. She'll send you guys a link, or I can even post it in the
well,
Facebook
you can post
event.
it in the chat right now. That would be good if you have it. But yeah, since you're in it,
I do. But for some reason, it doesn't let me like talk back to people, chat with people.
Oh, okay. So it's not letting you. All right. Well, you emailed it to me, right?
Yes.
So I'll grab it while you do this. All right, go.
Awesome. So I'm going to share just a few of the things that are on this checklist. And the more things you check off, the more probability that your post will go viral. I want to make sure that you understand that you got to post at the right time. The right time may not necessarily be the best time for you, because that means it's before 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and after 6 p.m. EST. So keep in mind that if you do post in those times, you will have a better probability of going viral. Using the right hashtags. I've seen a lot of people that use hashtags that are very, very niched. So kind of move away from that a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, where on Instagram, we really want things that are super niche so people can find you based on those index hashtags. You want to make sure that you use the hashtags, a mix of like maybe 2 hashtags that are on the trending page, and then 2 hashtags that are very related to the type of content and the type of profile account that you have. So if you are a food account, you want to do maybe hashtag food favorites or something like that. But you also see that summer 2020 is trending on the trending hashtag feed. So you want to use summer 2020, and then just use when you talk about hashtags, or where you use hashtags, use them as like your language. Like create a sentence that reads, here are the best summer hashtag summer 2020 hashtag food favorites, places to stop at, hashtag Houston, Texas. So use it like you're talking. You know how sometimes we used to say, we used to talk to people and we're like, oh, hashtag, long hair, don't care. So use it as a conversation and weave it through your caption. You also want to always ask for engagement. So even if you just go like this and with a little title that says click on, like hit the like button, or if you're talking, always say, for more tips, make sure to check out the next video and make sure to follow me on my profile. So always ask for the engagement, where normally, traditionally, that kind of seems like a little weird for people to do that. But like very much like YouTube, hey, hit the notification bell and you'll get notified. It's very similar to YouTube. You want to ask them, leave a comment, hit the like, follow me. So you want, and don't forget, if this is really funny, then share it with somebody else. Or if these tips will help someone else, share it with somebody else. So make sure
you by clicking that little button. There's like a little share button, and then you can't share it back onto your own feed, but you have to share it out other places, right?
Yeah. So right now you can't share them on your own personal feed. You can share it to like text, to email, you can copy the link and send it to someone else. You can share it within people that are inside the platform. I mean, there's a lot of ways to share. You can even download the video into your photos so that you can use that same video somewhere else. And a lot of times in my drafts, I have it to automatically save to my phone, and then I go and I post it on Instagram, and it immediately actually even launches just straight to Instagram, and I post the link of that video, so people that see it on Instagram go into my TikTok. And then
show that real quick, just because I think that's helpful to see. Some of these things are very visual, and I realize that's why we are doing this. This is actually a fun one. This guy jumps into the stack. Okay, or this kid's holding it. His pants, excuse me, jumping into his pants. Okay.
Oh wow, that's funny. I think that goes with what Carly just said. He's like, some of the things that I see are just like unbelievable.
So I can't believe they went viral. Message, SMS, Snapchat, and Instagram. At least on my phone. Yeah, that's what I can do.
And everyone is different with their phones. Like my phone doesn't have a Snapchat option, so. Yeah.
Also, you can do a duet here. That's how you get into the duet.
So that's one of the secret ones that I'm not going to talk about. Make sure that you post multiple times. Make sure that your posts are super relatable, that they are trending, meaning trending sounds, trending hashtags, trending, like let's say that might be trending if they're jumping into their pants, like do a video.
I have an idea for that right away. Sorry,
and then I'm
going to jump into my own pants, but like it could be really funny.
I'm going to give you one more secret, one good secret that's on that list, because there's so many more secrets on that list. And one of the secrets that I want to share with you guys is don't feel like you've got to start off with a 60-second video. If you do 10 to 17 videos, TikTok is basically telling you that that's the best type of video to go viral. So if you do like a 30-second video and you wonder why your video is not going viral, but your 10-second video went viral, that's why they prefer 10 to 17-second videos. And what I mean by 17 seconds, because it gives you the option of 15 seconds or 60 seconds, is like, let's say you create a 15-second video, but then someone stays on your video just for a few more seconds just to catch one of the titles or one of the little things that you posted because they really want to see it again, and then they scroll up. So they notice that on average 17 seconds, 10 to 17 seconds is what people usually stay on a video. If you stay the 17 seconds, then that is starts giving you favoritism in your video so that it can go viral. And that's it.
That's awesome. And we did get a question about royalties on, I don't really know, royalties on TikTok for the audio.
For the audio, use what's natively in there, because those were going to be royalty free. There is like a little hack where you can use something and it becomes royalty free if you use a song but you post it under your name and it comes out as original from creator, so it becomes like original from me. But if you upload a song from let's say your iTunes or something like that, it will kind of get tagged for royalty. But if you do a video and layer the audio in let's say InShot and then import it into TikTok, then it gets categorized as original sound from this creator.
Yeah, and get it can get shut off because of that. So you, with your original sound, I've heard of people losing like their videos and stuff because they're like, that's copyright infringement. So it's better to use what they have in. Here's a little thing. Instead of earning money from streams, if somebody uses your song in their video, you'll earn money every time. There's Lander, whatever that is, pays out royalties every month. However, TikTok royalties are paid out quarterly. So there you go. So they do pay out royalties. They have that. They have the agreement. They have some agreements that are in place for creators of sounds, of music.
Yeah.
So what are the demographics of 65-year-olds on TikTok? I don't know the exact ones, but I thought in Creator Marketplace that was interesting because you can go there and put the age of the people that are creators. So I would get Eric Creator Marketplace, go in and look at the people who are in the Creator Marketplace are in the 65 and plus, and then you can kind of see who's liking their stuff, who's putting comments on their stuff, and then you're going to get an idea. So I think this is a real, it's a really great influencer marketing play, which is of course what we've done in our business for a long time. There's a lot of travel and tourism too, which is awesome. But what about B2B? Everybody's going to ask that.
And Eric, and just so you know, yeah, your target market may be 65 because people over 65 are the ones like kind of kick the bucket. And so like, you know, you kind of got to get them prepared. But, you know, also you can create content around having like a younger generation having to pay for their parents' funerals or unexpected funerals. So you can make parodies and comedies and how-tos and things you need to know as a child of parents over 70 that you need to have in place because, you know, you could have an unexpected death in your family. So even though specifically you would target 65 and plus, like think of also the younger generations that have to actually get stuck with paying funeral expenses if it happens. Yeah, if their parents happen to pass. So yeah.
Well, Jay, the funny thing too is that my dad actually gave me his funeral plans like about a year and a half ago or something, and he was like, it was like this really like awkward phone call with my dad. He's like, I'm sending you like our funeral plot and this is what I want. So I could see like on TikTok that conversation being played out on TikTok, like, so here's my funeral plans. And the kid's like,
yes, like what?
You know, you're like what? You know, like,
yeah. So think of that, Eric, like those kind of things that make you laugh, like, but that are real, like it actually happens. So think of content like that.
Relatable, right? It's relatable because it's like, what would you do if your parents call you and like tell you where they want to be buried, and you're like, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Sandy Minsel, I don't know if she's on the call today. She comes sometimes, but she actually worked for a hospice care kind of place too. And so that was one of the things she was always struggling with, was this hospice care. Like, how do you get people to like sign advance directives and all that? And so I think making light of it, not in a non-respectful way, but like making light of it on TikTok would work really well. You know, that conversation you dread with your parents, you know, or whatever, or with your kids, the conversation you dread with your kids, depending on who you're trying to target. There are definitely a lot of older adults on the platform that are endearing to the younger crowd. They love watching them. It's kind of interesting. This is a good question too, I think, Maddie. How do you hire creators and what do you ask them to do for your business? So you saw how you hire them. Marketplace is how you do it. And then you have a conversation with them. I'm not exactly sure how the money works because you haven't done one with it. You haven't done a creator.
Not a big one like that. No.
Yeah. And it's new, guys. This is like all new stuff. Okay. So we're charting new territory. So I'm sure there's some like things that TikTok will walk you through as you go through. But basically, I mean, I've worked with influencers for years. We contact them. We talk to them about their rates. Or we tell them this is what we have to spend. And they say, yeah, that's like, this is usually where I start, or okay, or whatever. And then you have a conversation with them around that. But what you want them to create is like really compelling content. It's the same as like any kind of sponsored content, but more like that Chipotle one was a really good example. Like the guy trying to eat his Chipotle and his cat keeps like batting his arm. That was user generated content.
Yeah. So Eddie, the only thing I would say is on Creator Marketplace, TikTok gives you the template. So they ask you questions, they tell you how much is your spend, and then you can select different influencers, creators, and it sends it out as a pitch for them. If they feel that 100,000 or 50,000 or 10,000 is enough, then they start replying to your pitch, and then from there, then as any marketing agency, you should already have specific as to what you're going to ask of them. So before you even create a campaign to find influencers, you should already have those things that need to be done for your campaign, like in your outline. Like they need to have this kind of content video. This is what we are looking for. We're looking for A, B, C, and D. And once the creator decides to say, yes, I'll take that campaign, then you can hand over the campaign, the script, and say, this is what this is a construct that you need to work from. So again, you know, if you're talking about like from a marketing perspective, like Cami just told you exactly how it should work. If you're talking about, if you're asking regarding TikTok Creator Marketplace, that's how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another one that I thought was good here from Kieran is that, so the idea is to use TikTok to drive awareness and encourage people to go somewhere else in your CTA. Yes.
Yes. And you always want to, like, if you have something to share, if you're doing like a dancing video and the ones that like and that's cool, like that's entertaining. But if you end up doing a video where it's specifically, hey, I'm going to share these 5 tips that increase your chances of, you know, going viral on TikTok, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I share them with you. And I say, don't forget that if you want the full list, make sure to click the link in my bio so that you can download the full secrets, like TikTok viral secrets checklist. So when you talk, yes, you want to create, you know, audio call to actions, because there's no swipe up feature or sending them somewhere else.
Right. And I think that's definitely going to be an interesting thing, because like all the other platforms, it's a social media platform, right? So our goal is to get them somewhere else, but you have to like make them be curious about you. So the one thing that's interesting about TikTok is it's not really about your products and services. It isn't.
Yeah.
It's really, it shouldn't be anyway. I think that, you know, when I was talking to my son about this, who's 16, he said, yeah, no, mom, this is not for marketers.
It's all for marketers.
So my son is asking you, please do not do that. Do not make it all about your products and services. That was a, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So let me see. Let's see what we have. Is there any other questions? Oh, yes, this is about the funeral stuff. Sorry about that. So if you guys have questions, it's time to ask them. We're out of time. We kind of got, we got the questions in throughout, but let's see. Yeah. TikTok is the only social platform that doesn't care about keeping you inside TikToks, and that's how it got so popular. Yeah, so I love this, Alan. That is so true. And it's because TikTok's growing too. So they need people to come back to TikTok. So they're allowing you to, you know, share stuff to your stories. And then you're like, oh, I know that Mila, for example, she's talked to me about this. That's how she's grown her TikTok a little bit, by pulling her Instagram crowd, which is her. Yeah, so it goes back and forth for creators too. So I think it's really interesting. Trick.
Oh, the white switch. Yes, white. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, it is. I mean, it's all about attention, guys. So here's the thing, that even though I send someone somewhere else, they're going to come back to TikTok anyway. They might not come back to TikTok for me. They're just going to come back to TikTok because it's just really entertaining.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and he says for now this will change. Yeah, it will. Like the open platform will change. That's why it's so important to get on now. It's so important to get on right now.
In there right now.
And for those of us who like, I definitely don't want to do this. I barely want to do Instagram. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like freaking me out.
I feel so bad because, you know, I was so all about Instagram, and I was hardcore about Instagram, and I grew my Instagram like so fast, and I just got so good at it. And then I'm not like, oh, it's just so overrated now. It's flooded with ads, and it's just junky now. And I honestly have neglected Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else other than TikTok and YouTube. and Twitter, because I kind of like talk to people on Twitter. But yeah, like I've neglected every social media platform other than my YouTube and my TikTok.
And there you go. I'm actually putting your viral secrets download for those of you who have to leave. Can you stick for another 10 minutes to answer a few questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Periscope didn't like this, but hopefully you guys see that TikTok secrets download at the bottom. And in Facebook, it looks like it went in YouTube for sure. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook watching, you'll see it.
Kerwin asks, what's your favorite accounts to learn techniques? Honestly, techniques as in, what are you asking, Kerwin? Like techniques on how to create the videos, or techniques like where I get my content ideas? Because my ideas literally come from just the average Gen Z, millennial, or kid on the For You page. I'm like, oh, I can do that one. Oh, I can do it like this. But as far as techniques, I don't really go anywhere to find techniques. There are a lot of Gen Z kids, like kids, like the younger kids, that have accounts that teach you how to do, how to edit on the platform. So there are accounts inside TikTok dedicated to creating content. So yeah.
Yeah. And he said he's on there, but he makes boring travel videos. Actually, I have to be honest, I was just looking at
fun travel ones
that were amazing. So yeah. I'm trying to find one right now for you, but give me a second. Was there another question?
My daughter works for Sephora and did a video and took her forever.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I tried to do the one where I forgot the song, but like you jump and you like change outfits. Oh man, I was like, I'm over it. And I was like, I'll come back when I actually have the mindset to get to do this right. But if you're just gonna like go in and try to just see if you can pump it out, it's not gonna work. Like you probably need a little bit more time, and you need to kind of lay out everything and your outfits and everything so you can hurry up and go do the video again. But yeah, I couldn't get the transition right when I jumped, and then it would look like I'm doing this again. So I'm like, dang it.
Okay, so here's some content ideas. I am going to try to get rid of hold on a second. So this is a good one. Look at this. The grandma's walking an alligator. I mean, seriously, where does that happen?
Kerwin, you said, yeah, content ideas, accounts that do good stuff, maybe a learning channel. Okay, so for you, Kerwin, if you start looking for those hashtags in your industry or in your niche, and you start looking at those kind of videos, your For You feed will start mimicking what you want it to come out. So if you start really binging on a lot of travel videos or videos of like destinations, your For You will start giving you more of that content that you can easily just skim through and then save them and create ideas for yourself to recreate some of these videos. So
here's one. This is called Every Plate. I'm kind of going through my For You. This is Every Plate, which is they sell these foods and things like that. So, I mean, there's interesting stuff like that. Oh, that's interesting. Cajun Cowboy. Yeah, anything with a pet is huge.
Oh, yeah. Baby. Pets and babies are big.
Yeah.
Definitely puppies.
This is an AR thing. This is kind of interesting. I did one AR on my channel too. I had like I had a penguin standing in my living room.
Oh, good. I'm so glad, Kerwin, that it's giving you ideas.
This is my penguin standing in the living room. Actually, I just found out that you could do this on my phone. And so I screen recorded my phone screen. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with like AR. I mean, you just have to, I don't know. It's like one of these things that you have to just start playing around with. And there's definitely a lot of different, I mean, obviously, if I like that guy with the tractor. That was interesting. Like that would be a really great, like John Deere kind of thing, like B2B. We were talking about that, like the different things that you can do. Yeah, here's a kid doing like some sort of dance, right? People love that.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how often
tiger one. I was like, wow.
Tigers. I mean, some of this is unattainable for us because we don't, but if you have something that's interesting out there that you're, okay, this is just in a
Alvin,
prairie.
the average length of a TikTok video is about 15 seconds. So try to keep within 10 to 17 seconds. If you're going to create your own videos for your account, keep them between 10 and 17 so that they can be a little bit more viralable. But the average length of the TikTok videos that you currently see on For You page and pretty much everywhere else is 15 seconds. There are some 60 seconds, but 15 seconds is the average length. It's what you should strive for all the time.
This is like a dental thing, smart veneers for your teeth. I mean, come on. It has 5,000 views, 5,000 likes. I know, weird. This is just sort of these. So these work really well too, like anything visual, right? That you can see like that something visual happening. This is just them shaking the paint can.
Glow in the dark paint now.
Yeah. So like if you're like like Home Depot or something, right? Cool, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. Of course, that glow in the dark stuff like fades after a minute. So you can't really paint your wall with that and get it. But that's interesting. Here's somebody that's
repost others. Yeah. So Ambika, I'm so sorry if I like butchered your name. Can you repost others' videos to your company page? Yes. So there's like a little clip. Cami, hit the little arrow.
Okay. Where? Oh yeah. Okay.
The share arrow, and then on the bottom where it says report not interested to it, Stitch React, like slide through that and see if you can slide through it. No, so go slide to the front. Some videos, if you find something that you really like, instead of report, it'll have an immediately down arrow that you can download that person's video.
Ooh, they may have turned that off.
Yeah, so they may have turned it off for themselves, but if you find one, you can actually download it into
people that I'm following, because most people that I'm following would not probably like do that.
I should be able to have it. I think I don't know if I made mine down. Now it is a setting that you do in there where you can make it downloadable. Let's see. I know. Okay, so here.
Let me get rid of this real quick so you can see just you.
See how it says save video?
Yeah. So why do I not have that? I wonder. Anyway.
So I can click save the video. And then I can choose like where to share it to or whatever. But if I go back into my content, there you go. See, it's in my photos. So you can, and then from there you can upload it to wherever you want to. Like if you want to use that as an example.
And I have an Android, but maybe an iPhone Android app difference.
There are a lot of more features for iPhone users. Just letting you know, just in case you want to switch to an iPhone.
Not really. Probably not going to happen. Just saying. Anyway, I got a thing about that. How do you separate your stuff from the noise on the other platforms? I don't know. I think you just need that stuff that grabs attention. Like. Yeah, there is a lot of noise on the platform, but you're going to create an audience. So like Jay was saying, as people are watching your videos, you're going to be added to their For You page.
Yeah.
And
so also not just the For You page, but Alvin, this is the only platform across social media that the algorithm, if you go in your For You and you start liking all the puppy stuff, you're only going to get puppy stuff on your For You. So then the algorithm is going to show other creator stuff that has puppies. So if you're into like Forex trading or like real estate, and you start looking at a lot of real estate videos, it's going to show you other users that have similar content. So you get discovered faster. The algorithm does a great job at cutting through the noise and giving exposure to content creators within the same niche. So like if me, Cami, and all of you guys that are marketing, if you tend to continue to like marketing content, but you're not following me, guess what? My videos are going to show up in your feed. The algorithm little said there. I mean, there's even videos that says if you're watching this video, is because the algorithm has said that you like, accounts like me, or that you like moms like me, or stuff like that. Like, the algorithm does a great job at cutting through the noise and giving people what they want to see. Where on Instagram, you kind of have to look through hashtags. You got to look through all these things. You got to follow people. And even when you follow, they're buried. They don't come up. So on TikTok,
the two streams, like you're following your editor. It's really cool.
It's so good. That's why TikTok is like so good.
So we are after the hour, 10 minutes. I do want to quit now, because thank you, Jay, so much. Give her props, like in the comments. Tell her how awesome she was, because seriously, we all are like kind of like limping along trying to learn this, and so I really, really, really appreciate you coming and kind of walking us through some of the steps. You're awesome. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. And yes, Alvin, you can actually tag people. You think it's a lot of work. Alvin say it's a lot of work. It really isn't. I promise you that when I first got on there, I thought the same thing. I thought it was so much work, but it really isn't. The platform makes it so easy for you to be creators, and native creators, and it really favors creators like no other platform. And thank you so much for having me, guys. Make sure that you go and click on that download. If you want to follow me, I am at the J Franco, TheJFranco, across all social media. If you want to learn way more about TikTok, every week I try to do either a TikTok video or a video about marketing, branding, social media on my YouTube channel. So if you're really interested on getting like what's going on, the new updates and all that stuff, go hit me up on my YouTube channel. You will see a huge playlist, TikTok for Business, on there that you can actually binge watch and learn so much more before you even jump in and make that decision for yourself. So thank you so much.
And definitely, I love what you say, Jay, about like when you first get on TikTok, just spend some time lurking, watching, because it really will help you to think about it differently. I've spent a lot more time watching, lurking than I did. And actually some of my oldest videos are from Musical.ly, believe it or not, when it was Musical.ly. So they actually switched us over to the new platform and they turned into TikTok. So I've been on it for a while, but like definitely not doing stuff. So
it's the J Franco, THE. There you go. Yes. At the J Franco. That's correct. On all platforms. On TikTok,
and
on YouTube,
one of them has an underscore too. I think like the
I think on
J
Twitter,
Franco.
Just on Twitter, because someone has that name. I'm like,
really? How could you have that name? Yeah, so one thing I do want to say before we go, I do want to make an announcement. I want to let you guys know that our very, very long time attendee, Mary Beth, and I'll put up her photo really quick. She's in the hospital right now, really, really sick. So she's unresponsive. She's not. No, she came to the first social media breakfast 11 years ago. That's how long she's come. She used to bring her cordless mic for me every month so that we could have sound system at at all the different places we've been, including Canopy. So I just want you guys to like have her in your thoughts and prayers and stuff. This is a pride photo that she got taken from one of our guests that did come to social media breakfast that's here. And so I just want you guys to just hold her in your thoughts. And then also today, I'm actually going to be sending her some food. Her family, they have like 6 adults. They came from all around the country to be here with her, but she's been unresponsive all week and they're not super helpful.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I would love if you guys, if any of you know her and you want to be a part of the social media breakfast food train today, you can just send me a DM either through the social media breakfast page or through my personal Cami Heisa profile, and you could Venmo me like $5, $10, whatever. I'm going to write a nice little card from social media breakfast. I think what I'm ordering them cost $160. I mean, I'll pay for it all myself. I don't care. But if you guys want to be a part of it, let me know, because she's just really, really special to this community. So yeah, thank you. That was my little announcement. So we love her very much. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Jay, thank you so much too. And we will talk soon. Next month, I believe, Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, you may know this better than I do. or maybe Devonna does, but we are going to have somebody here to talk about how to get international media coverage. So my friend Hattie, who is a publicist and public relations specialist in London, is going to be here to talk to us about how to get international media coverage. So I'm really excited about that. And then we're going to be going from there with some other really cool stuff around content creation the next month. So we've got a really great lineup coming up. So I hope you guys come back. We're going to stay virtual for a while. I'm thinking probably through the rest of this year. We'll see how it goes, but we're going to keep on the virtual train. And I miss all of you guys so much. I wish I could hug you all. I really do miss seeing everyone. So keep coming back first Friday or second Friday, I'm sorry, of every month. And thank you, Jay, for being here today.
Thank you, guys. Have an awesome day.
Hang out with me, Jay, for a second. Bye, guys.